All right. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, obviously, you know who this is. This is New York Outcast. Here trying to do a continuation, you could say, possibly, of Bald and Curious's chat last night. Not sure if you caught it or not. Kind of went off the rails from his title, which you could claim could be partly my fault. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes shit happens. But anyway, we figure we go on a little bit, or actually, I egged him into it. He said, yeah. So thanks for joining us. So glad you stuck around. I seen people showed up a little early. Appreciate that. Obviously, catch us in the replay. Yeah, put something in the comments, whatever. We're not perfect. We might have missed a lot of things or got stuck on something. It's hard to say. Anyway, I'll stop blabbing. My guest here, obviously, is a professional amateur. So, AKA Bald and Curious. So, thanks for joining me, Bald. Thanks for agreeing to this. How you doing tonight?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm doing as well as I could, given all the things. Are you drinking coffee?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell do you sleep at night?
Not very well.
The coffee might have something to do with it, but anyway, yeah, we got kind of off the rails yesterday, but I think we had a pretty good chat. Regardless, we had fun. People stuck around, so I'm not really sure what I signed myself for tonight, but hell, you know what? I'm up for any shenanigans.
All right. Well, I figured, it was conspiracies last night. We didn't get on much. We kind of got on what planned obsolescence, I believe. You're bringing up how modern day appliances and things just don't last like you would expect them to. So I believe, I think you were running with that was some kind of conspiracy because you got two sets of headphones that are screwed up within a few months or something like that. So,
Yeah, yeah,
and
the
you're buying the
headphone.
good shit, not the cheap shit I buy. So, yeah. But yeah, so basically we kind of covered that. I'm not sure what else we really got on too much. I had a couple in my mind that I'd throw up, and I wrote a few down. There's some of the typical ones that everybody's talked about. So, is there anything last night you wanted to cover that you didn't? How about we start like that, as far as
Uh,
topics, conspiracies?
no, no, I'm good. We'll roll with whatever you got.
All right, all right. Well, this one isn't on my list, but it's something I was thinking about yesterday. Do you think, and I've kind of heard this before, so hopefully the chat will help us out with this. Hello, everybody. Again, thanks for joining us. I should shout everybody out. I'll try to do that here in a second. But all right, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's the coffee. I don't know. But everywhere there's a stoplight, people wouldn't have to stop if there was a circle. Now I know everybody hates circles, but we got a few of them around here, and I gotta say, I don't think they're worth the money. But once they're in, traffic goes a lot quicker. So I seen it as like a beautification in a sense, but project where they always got to spend like I don't know $15 million for some grass and a curb. I don't know, I don't get it, but that's the way they do it around here. And there's quite a few intersections where you can have 2 lanes, 3 lanes, and you can just fly through. The only time there's a delay is if there's somebody that's new to a circle. But is that something like with the big oil as far as the whole red light, stoplight thing? I don't know if you've ever heard of this as being a conspiracy. Like people say the reason we have red lights is because of big oil. Ever
Huh?
heard of this?
Never heard of that, but I have to agree they did change quite a bit of lights around me for the circle for the roundabouts, and it did smooth out the traffic. There was a particular basically town over. There's a stretch, couple of miles with a bunch of businesses, and there was a bunch of stoplights. So it took forever to get through. And yeah, ever since they put the circles in, yeah, your overall speed, you're traveling slower, but you
Yep.
constantly traveling, so you're not
Yep.
really stopping, and you get through it a lot quicker. And yeah, I noticed Actually, they you know what, they did it all over the place. Even in my hometown, I went home after first time after 15 years, and same thing. They eliminated a bunch of lights, bunch of stop signs, bunch of stoplights, and they replaced them with the circles. I never really thought of it like that, but there might be something.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of the cars now, which I'm against, that have the starters that go off and on, off and on. To me, I don't want to say that's a conspiracy. I think that goes along with the planned obsolescence. It's an electronic part. You're using it 5 times more, maybe 20 times more than you typically would. It's going to wear out. It costs more. So I personally don't like it, but it's all about fuel savings, whatnot. So everything kind of leans that way. But in most cases, we still have the red lights. So I don't know. I mean, out there in the chat, have you heard of this? Red light conspiracy thing? It seems, I would agree, Bald would agree, traffic seems to kind of continue with the circles. Again, if you're not familiar with them, I can understand you being confused if you stumble across one. But once you're familiar, it's steady movement. At least seems to be our opinions. Would you agree, Bald? Or
I mean, definitely, smoother traffic and all that. I'm gonna agree with all that, the stop and go and stoplights. Same goes for all those new cars that have that automatic shut off every time you come to a stop. My future ex-wife's Beamer actually has that as well. Thankfully, there's a little switch over the start button, so all you have to do is hit the switch to turn it off, and it doesn't come on automatically. You actually have to turn it on. I know my brother-in-law just bought a Subaru a year or 2 years ago, and he's got it in his, and I absolutely hate it. I drove it somewhere, and I hate that thing. And the way his is, you got to like electronically disable it every time you start a car, so it's a pain in the butt.
okay.
I can't really see that being fuel efficient. And like you said, it's got to kill the starter a lot faster, because now the thing's working 5-10 times more than in a regular car.
Yep. Yeah, that's my thought on it. Let me check the chat here real quick. See who we're joined by. Let me go back here. We got Kingpin Yo. Sent him a link a while ago. Of course, he didn't jump in. He's probably busy with one of them Burger King girls. We got GMC Texas, Caucasian Sasquatch, which I did send you one. So if you have questions or something, pop on in, man. I figure you'd be good for a chat like this. We got Buck out there. How you doing, man? Tactical Fud. Cool guy. He gave me this sign here. No strings attached. Just cool dude. Gave me a target too. So Buck's cool dude. So what do we got? Some asshole from New York. Krabby Turtle. What's up, man? We got Squatch again. Vanessa Kitty. Hello there, Vanessa. Let's see. Suppose the Earth was shaped like a Pringle chip. There's a Pringle chip. I don't know. See, that whole flatter type thing, or even curved slightly, I think, as other people have said before, cats would have knocked everything loose off the edge by now. So I don't know about that. I would go with like some type of matrix deal before I went with the flat. But it's a possibility, and we can cover that type of stuff here shortly. What else we got? Vanessa Kitty, Sasquatch. We got MCK out there. Howdy. And we got Honey and Stuff with JJ. Thanks for stopping by, man. I think
He's a big winner.
Yep. What's that?
He's a big winner from Saturday's chat.
Cool. Michael Hurtnack. How's it going? Thanks for swinging through. Artac and Daughters. Badass Daughters. Need an update on them. course, little man too. Got trouble out here. Yeah, I agree with that. That's one too. So yeah, I think I got everybody. I didn't get to read everybody's stuff yet, so bear with me. So trying to multitask here myself and keep everything going. But you still with us, Ball? There you disappear. You hiding out? Let's see. See if there was any of these questions.
Sorry, I ran out for a second. Just had to go check on the dogs.
All right, no problem.
So how about we talk about current conspiracy theories? How about the missing F-35?
I haven't heard of this. So is this something new in the news or what?
Yeah, apparently the pilot ejected out of the F-35. I only caught like a glimpse of it. Apparently, a pilot ejected out of F-35, and they cannot locate it. They have no idea where the plane crashed.
Was he over land?
I have no idea. I don't know the details. Hopefully, somebody else knows.
Okay.
I just, like I said, I only caught like a glimpse of it on the YouTube. I wasn't really researching that, but that's funny as hell. You got how much is F-35? What is that? $40 million or something?
It's more money than I got. Yeah. I couldn't say. I do know. I wouldn't be shocked, depending where it was, if there was locals on the ground with the ability to try to recover it before we retrieved it. But I would also think we would have somebody there pretty quick, pulling security, depending where it was. So there's got to be more to the story, I would think. So because that's an expensive piece of equipment, and there's probably lots of technology that they would rather not have, and other people.
Well, apparently the jet was left on autopilot, and the pilot ejected during the mishap. They found some debris, but they didn't find the actual plane, and it's somewhere over about 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston, an air base in North Carolina. That's just a quick Google search. That's just funny shit. So I guess the stealth capabilities of the aircraft work too well.
Well, do you believe it, or is this an excuse for it to be listed in through a black project?
I mean,
the conspiracy chat. I mean, that's an expensive piece of hardware, and there's probably some accounting that goes along with that. So if something else was needed as a backup replacement real quick, how would they get it? And it can't exactly just fall off a truck. So I don't know. I'm not, saying it is or isn't. I'm just hearing about it now, but
Well, the government wants to use the F-35 in a black project. They can pretty much do it anytime you want. It's not like there's a public knowledge how many F-35s they have and what exactly they are and all that. So I don't know. All I know is the autopilot that ejected in a mishap. I mean, that guy's fucked for life.
Well, I'm shocked that that a pilot would do that unless he was ordered to, because obviously you don't know exactly where it's going to come down. You can guess, obviously, probably guesstimate, project something, but exactly where you would have, would be more difficult. Seems like it would be a lot easier to find you and the aircraft if you were in a similar area. But I don't know. So that's not my cup of tea. Was the pilot abducted?
No, it says, let's see. It doesn't say nothing about the pilot, so I'm guessing the pilot was found.
You're just assuming. It doesn't say. Bigfoot could have got him. What's up, Gary? Just because he ejected doesn't necessarily mean he was recovered in a sense. So, or ejected, I should say, not rejected. So I don't know. I mean, that's definitely a question. So hard to say. I don't know anything about the story, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot. Yeah, Dennis Buckner. We're talking about the missing jet. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot. I'm kind of googling it real quick while we talk about it. But I mean, they say they found a debris field, so I don't know if they found the actual jet. I'm assuming jet like that should be able to fly on autopilot pretty well. I mean, for all the money, it should probably be capable of landing on its own.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, but I don't know. There's a lot of factors there, and not being able to assure where it's going to come down. You know what I mean? Almost like a round out of your gun in the air. We don't know where it's going to come down. You know what I mean? Is it going to crash into a house on a hillside? Is it going to come down on a school, a hospital? That's why I think it's kind of a strange thing to run on autopilot without possibly a programmed destination. Like
you think this day and age, I mean, there's got to be some kind of remote access link built into it, and it's got to be. I mean, if Elon Musk can put a freaking car that can build a car that can drive by itself all over the goddamn road, so I'm sure they got something in a jet that, if nothing else, it can at least guide it over the uninhabited area and crash it over there.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I would assume there's some equipment like that, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't think that's standard and all. So,
well, you gotta have the same thing with if you think about it with the drones. Okay, drones are flying all over the world. Meantime, pilots somewhere in freaking Nevada, and like they can. I mean, I'm guessing they're not using a freaking 5G network to fly the drones. They probably got some satellite uplinks, but there's got to be contingency built in order if they lose the ability to control it or stuff like that. So yeah,
who knows? I don't know, man. I'm sure we'll get some information out of it here in the future. So something like that to speculate. Who knows?
So let's get into bigger conspiracy theories, the ones that are more recent, a real bigger conspiracy theories. How about the COVID-19 vaccines and all the stuff that's supposed to be in it, and people promoting it and people dropping like flies, especially the ones that are promoting it.
Go there. All right.
Like I wasn't paying attention to that too much, but in back in the old country, there was a bunch of celebrities that been like making fun of non-believers and jab haters and all that. And there was one of them that it was literally on the stage talking about it, making fun that he just got his third jab and he's just fine. And within a minute, it collapsed, and that was it, and it was done.
I remember seeing a few videos like that. Yeah. I don't know, and conveniently at the same time, all the sports players and stars, everybody that's healthy and in perfect shape, just drops dead out of nowhere while they're playing a sport too. So
not only that, but
if things like that have happened in the past, don't get me wrong. I grew up with a kid that stole a carton of cigarettes. He was like 15 and dropped dead in the back parking lot, just running all out, and no heart conditions. And his whole family was cursed. Like his sister died, his dad committed suicide, tried to take my dad with him. His mom died. The whole family was cursed. But anyway, so it means things like that can't happen. But these are like the top of the top athletic group. It doesn't happen like this on a normal basis until everybody was on that bandwagon. So there's a lot of coincidences.
Here's my take on it. Okay, never mind that. Just listen to commercials. Okay, first we had nothing but commercials, 2 weeks to stop the spread. Then commercials about wash your hands, do this, do that, stay 6 feet apart, blah blah blah. Then finally the jab came in. It was nothing. Everybody turned around. There was a commercials. Get the jab, save the life. Get the jab, save the life. Now there's no more commercials about jab that much. I mean, yeah, they talk about additional boosters, but they don't really push them as much as they used to. Now they're pushing drugs, pills. Oh, you get a vaccine. Oh, you can't leave it untreated. Go treat it. If you're over 50, you need to treat it. And they keep pushing those now, even though X amount of people that in their 70s had COVID and literally got over it with a cup of tea without any drugs whatsoever. For crying out loud, if you get a flu, 9 out of 10 times they don't give you anything for it. They just tell you, drink a plain liquid and rest. And basically that's what the COVID is. It's a glorified flu. So if you listen to all these commercials, the narrative keeps changing, but they still keep pushing some kind of drug.
Oh, yeah. Well, drugs are big money, man. Drugs, and I think a lot of politics push this too. Obviously, as people say, it's election season. It's all starting back up. Local hospitals here requiring everybody wears a mask. That isn't really going to help you. Like, in construction, we use masks. We understand this type of stuff. Like, well, you should, or you're an idiot. But you're doing an old plaster tear out or something, you want a respirator. And there's a difference. There's different types of masks. There's different filters. But even the N95 is only 95%. If you're truly scared to death, there's 5% chance you're still going to get something. So is an N95 really helping you? Like, you'd really need an actual respirator. So these masks really don't do much. And truthfully, I think, now I'm not a doctor, but I think everybody running around with them on your chin, hanging with your keys all over the place, picking up bacteria is worse for you than just not wearing one any damn way. Personally, that's just me. Now, listen to your doctor. We're not giving medical advice, all that out there, whatever, YouTube auditors. We're just saying, personally, it's not what it's intended for. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's like saying a helmet's going to save you from falling off a hot air balloon. I mean, it's just it's not really doing nothing. So I don't understand the point. I think it's a feel good thing, but you shouldn't be forcing that upon people, in my opinion. So, but yeah, I think that's a big ass conspiracy right there. The whole mask deal. Like, I mean, even professionals will tell you it's not going to do it. Your average little paper dust mask. So.
Well, it's a common sense. If ever since the RRP laws came in for the renovation, for all the lead paint certifications you need to have and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So to go change the window in a house that's built prior to 1978 that may contain a lead paint, you need to have a mask with the HEPA filters. Your vacuum that you use needs to have HEPA filters, and that's just a lead paint, lead dust, particles that are way bigger than airborne virus. Yet a simple cloth around your nose or dust mask or whatever, that the dust mask doesn't even protect you against pollen. Yet it'll save you from the freaking virus. So that's definitely
unrealistic. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. There's no common sense, and people do not have common sense. People are dumber and dumber.
Well, and it's got to the point with the pressure, you could say, you remember when peer pressure was a bad thing? I don't know about you, but growing up, there was a whole campaign, don't fall victim to peer pressure, blah, 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 think for yourself. All that shit's gone now. Like, people will fight you down in the street because you don't have a mask on. Not right now, but it was to that point in certain areas. Like, they had police at the stores, all types of crap, like ridiculous, over something that was like made up in their heads. Like, that's some crazy stuff, man. When you really think about it, like that power being put upon through people, how many families got into arguments about this stuff. I mean, they still probably got problems from it. So I think this whole thing created a big divide in a sense. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but there's been a lot of problems because of this, all over some BS. Like, if you went pre-COVID and looked at the same situation and on possible future pandemic, we'll say, as they want to say, scamdemic, whatever you want to call it, whatever, people would say you're crazy, but that's what's happened. So I don't know. I don't want to get stuck on it or rant on myself, but it is nuts. Where it is basically kind of like what Misfits brought up, which is a mass psychosis of society in a sense, where people are just believing things they shouldn't believe. Like, you know, like if you walk
Well,
off the top of a building, it's not going to hurt you, and then
it's
people are
all
just believing it and trying to push you off top of the building. I don't understand what's going on.
it's all about divide and conquer. That's all. Divide and
So,
conquer. Whether it's math, whether it's pills, whether it's vaccines, doesn't matter. You divide people; they're gonna be easy to control because they're gonna be fighting each other, and they're gonna be looking to the government for the ants for the saving. The smart ones will do the math and figure out that shit doesn't add up. Like all these people, like to this day, I do not know a single person that actually died directly from COVID. All right, and yes, I understand people died. I get it, But to this day, I don't know a single person that died directly from the COVID. I don't know a single person that was healthy and got COVID and died. Okay, I know of people that had a bunch of freaking health issues that went to hospital and never came back. Yes, I know that, but you know what? That could be a million other things, not just COVID. I mean, if you're sick and you go to hospital, chances are you get more sick
yeah,
because
staph
healthy people don't
infection.
go to
Hospitals
hospital.
are dirty places. Yeah,
Exactly.
and they got the air cycling and all that, but still, it's hospitals are bad. No, I agree in a sense. I don't really personally know anybody where I could say, yeah, it was from COVID. I do know a bunch of people that went in were fine. Went in for another issue, this or that, or they were already in a rehab, not drug rehab, physical rehab, and then in the facility they ended up getting COVID, and next thing you know, they're getting treatments for COVID, and 3 days later they're dead. I know a few stories like that. One of those hits home to the family in a sense. So, you know what I mean, where it's like they were fine, talking to them, not a problem. The next thing you know, they're dead. So,
Because government
what you know what I mean? That's a problem in my opinion. So I don't know, but
government doesn't want people that question the government authority. They don't want people that think for themselves. They want people that rely on the government and they just follow the rules. I was growing up in a communist country where the communist government controlled everything, and you were not allowed to stick your head up and question. Whenever you question something, you got squashed down. So whoever actually wanted to question kept it to himself because he just didn't want to be squashed down, and that's how you control the masses when there's only few of you. That's pretty much what they're trying to do. I mean, people. This country was built and founded on people using common sense, using personal freedoms and all that, and they simply trying to take that away because you don't have any personal freedoms in the rest of the world anymore. Everybody you go to, it's all for the better for the group, for the better of the rest of the country and all that. Nobody cares about a single person. The state will take your kids because they don't like the way you raise them. That's not the way we want you to raise the kids, and so on and so forth. And this is not what this country is about. But unfortunately, people doesn't understand. I was lucky enough that I only lived under communist regime until I was 15, and then it got overthrown, and I was right at the age where I actually start questioning things. And then it changed. I was just about a little over 20 years old when I came here. And back then, it was still America with some kind of common sense back then 30 years ago. But it just changed, and people willingly give their rights away for the government to take care of them, and they just don't see the bigger picture. That's the biggest conspiracy there is. But the biggest conspiracy is that this is not happening just in the U.S. It's been happening all over the world. I mean, yes, right now in Slovakia, there might not be communists in power, but there's different people in power. So it's like a bankruptcy. It gets restructured, but it's the same crap that keeps going on.
I got a question. This is different, but it still fits with it, but it's a little off. when you were under a communist regime, were you told that this is how it's supposed to be? This we're good, everybody else is bad. We're better
100%.
than everybody else.
We basically had a subject in school. They taught us how to live, how to work, how socialism works, and they basically justified in our minds why our way of living is better than the Western way of living. Plus, we live behind the Iron Curtain. Back then, there was no social media. The TV, we only had two channels and all that, and so you couldn't really watch. The satellites were not really common yet, so you couldn't really watch any Western TV until later on. Once the satellites came in and all of a sudden you can see what's happening on the other side of the border and how they live and all that. Now all of a sudden your eyes open. But growing up, I was under the impression that U.S. is evil, and whatever Russia and USSR are doing, that's the right way to live. That's the end of it. It's just like you can't blame the little kids trying to blow themselves off in the name of Allah when that's the way they've been brought up their entire life. Kid's 15 years old. He never seen anything else. He doesn't know any better.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. That's exactly the way we were brought up.
Yeah, it's total different culture. And in cases where we're on the outside looking in, we say, "Oh, that's such a shame. We should help." And a lot of these people don't want our help.
I'm sure it was the same way here. I'm sure it was the same way here.
That's where I was going with this. So you've been there. You've been on that side. Now, do you believe America's as cookie cutter clean as we want you to believe? Are we better than everybody else in the world just because we're Americans? As individuals,
I wouldn't necessarily say better, but I would say we are being taught to believe that our way of life is better. Let me put it this way.
Like every other culture.
Yeah, and
that's the point I'm making. I'm not trying to talk crap. I'm American all the way, whatever. But you got to be on some team, right? So it's home team, and the ideals of America, I believe in. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of politicians, government. We need government. I'm not anti-government. I just don't like corrupt, bloated, abusive, not being held accountable government. Myself. So just making it clear there again, YouTube auditors. So sorry, I went on a little side thing, but it's CYA around here, especially with the conversations we've been having. So trying to cover my ass. They might take this down, they might not. Personally, I'm about to hear it now. So if they do, it sucks for anybody that's gonna try watch it later. But
speaking of the government, let's step it up a notch. Now, do you believe in a one world government? Do you believe there's an entity in the world that actually is responsible for all the shit that's going on, all the COVID, all the wars, all the major stuff that is going on and that has been going on for the thousands of years? Do you believe there's basically a handful of people that have been manipulating and just turning the handles the way they see fit?
Honestly, I don't know. Like I'm not solid enough to place a bet. If so, I don't think it's like I think it's the people with the most money, the most pull, in a sense, and they pretty much probably dictate things in a way. So I guess you can state yes, but I couldn't really, obviously I can't, I can see it either way. I could see it, yes, it's the money people, the old power people, or I could see it as individual nations, everybody, gets greedy, gets power hungry, and it all just keeps leading to the same damn place. So I could go with it either way.
Well, I for one, I'm not saying there's only a handful of people, but there's somebody deciding about the crap that's going on because there's too much stuff happening convenient with the convenient timing. So something somewhere is pulling the strings and doing and like you said, people with the money. But when we say people with the money, those are the people that make Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos look like beggars.
Yeah, well, it's not just money. It's power, it's control, it's knowledge, blackmail, influence. I mean, there's a lot to this in a sense, and you can state like the media in the U.S. Last I knew, it was owned by 6 or 7 different people. I bet you they all play golf together and shit like that. I mean, that's how the system seems to be all the way down to my local courts. You can hire any attorney you want; they're all friends. They're all friends. So they put on a good show at work, but you go out on a Saturday night and they're all in the same place. You know what I mean? So that's how the town's ran. If you're not in that club, you can run for something. You might get lucky. Normally, not so much. It's kind of a controlled circle of things. So, and I kind of believe that's the group all the way on up in a sense. So, media, I think is, I don't know, they're kind of public enemy number one because they misdirect the public. Everything's opinion pieces now, especially with politics, all types of stuff. I mean, it's not just, who, where, what, why, when. Back at 6, folks. That's basically what it should be, not what it is. So, I don't know. I think they're responsible for a lot of the problems. But yeah, I'm getting a little sidetracked, I guess now. So
No, we're still talking about the same stuff. We're still talking about,
yeah.
you know.
So I guess, yeah, I think there's a group of people. I wouldn't say it's all politicians or whatnot, but do they absolutely control everything? Probably not, but I think they can put enough influence out there where things are tailored that way. I mean, to me, that's like the stock market these days. The regular guy doing a stock market, I think, unless you're really good, you're a sucker. I'm not in the stock market, but I do know all the big boys got supercomputers that go a hell of a lot quicker than your shit. And so these people are making trades like you're getting, and that's despite Congress with all their shit and insider shit and information, whatever. But then you jump down to the regular big boys and you getting a chump change left over. So, I don't think it's a fair thing anymore, basically. So,
Stock market is the biggest conspiracy theory in the world. That's the biggest scam that there is because you got most powerful people making probably most money while they're not doing anything. They're not producing anything. They're not really employing anybody. They playing with monopoly money and turning into real money. And you got all these stockbrokers and all these wealthy hedge fund managers buying properties up by me another hour north and buying tens of acres or hundreds of acres and buying houses and not even fixing them, just knocking shit down, rebuilding. I mean, I'm talking millions and millions of dollars. That for me, the whole stock market, the whole thing is just the biggest scam there is. Nothing else.
yeah, I mean,
That being said,
pretty much agree. I mean, for the small time people, I think I pretty much agree. So obviously, you can get somewhat lucky, but almost like casinos, they don't become what they are by giving money away.
It's a little more than casino. It's like a blackjack, and if you know how to count the cards, so that's the way I would put it.
Well, blackjack, I think you actually have some of your best odds in. I looked this up a while ago, so that's like one of the only games I probably would play. But
when Tesla split from Apple, I was gonna buy $100,000 worth of freaking Tesla. I had the money that I lined up to build a house, but I had to wait. and I was gonna buy it. I didn't have a guts. If I did, I'd be fucking retired right now. I'd be multi-millionaire. How much was the Tesla when they split? About $70, something like that.
I got no idea. I mean, timing's everything, but it's not necessarily timing. It's knowledge. You know what I mean? Knowledge, timing is everything in a sense. So it's hard to say. So, yeah, there's people that come in, make some money, and get out. But oops, I'm hitting buttons over here, changing shit up accidentally. But the average guy, that's like everything. Like the sales shit. Make 10 grand a month. Da, 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 da. There's like one dude at that place making 10 grand a month. Like everybody else is lucky to get 6 or 7 probably. So is the way it usually works out. You know what I mean? So
well, it's just like the movie. What's that movie? The Wall Street with the Charlie Sheen.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. So it's about who. It's not about what you know, but it's about who you know.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Big boys are making the money. Yes, little schmucks can get lucky here and there, but that's about it. So now the whole Wall Street is just a big scam. And like Kingpin said, there's no such thing as real money. If you think about it, most of my money, like the customer pays me with a check, I don't even go to the bank with a check anymore. I take the picture of it, I deposit it with my phone, then I just cross the check over and write down online deposit. 2 days later, or sometimes day later, the money's in my account. 90% of the payments I make is with the credit card. I pay off my credit card using electronic checking. So I mean, I really just have a cash on me mostly for emergencies. I rarely use the actual cash. I used to use the cash when I buy guns or shit like that, stuff like that I didn't want anybody to know. Yes, so I use the cash. But other than that, everything is all this electronic, and then you got even the new people. It's all Cash App and Venmo and all that, and it's getting to the point that even customers, more and more, nobody carries the cash. Yeah, they can give you a check. A lot of them don't even have a checks anymore. But then you got to go to the bank, cash the check if you want cash, or go to some kind of check cashing place. And now if you need the money to actually pay the bills, then it's just more inconvenience. It's easier just snap a picture, put it in the bank, and then they later start paying your bills instead of running around cashing the check, then go and get the money orders and mailing them in to pay your bills and all that. So definitely it's getting more and more to the cashless society, which is another conspiracy theory. It's all about the control, because once it's all cashless, you can't hide anything. Now the government has control over you completely. They know how much money you make, how much money you spend, and you can't really hide anything anymore.
See, I'm the total opposite of you, I guess, in a sense that I like cash. I only use cash. I very rarely ever use any kind of card. I don't even own a credit card, and currently I don't even have a bank account. I don't deal with that. I see it as a babysitter for your money. There's several times in history it's been a problem. If you get investigated, it's a problem. I've been investigated for murder twice that I know of. I'm cleared on both, but it's a problem. Like, depending on your lifestyle, nah, man. Maybe I do need to disappear tomorrow. Maybe I can't go home. Maybe I can't go to the bank. I don't know. I'm set up in a way where if I had to do something to die for, I'm able to. You know what I mean? A lot of people can't say that. Whatever. I run on basically cash. So,
damn, you're a freaking OG. You're a freaking underground.
That's how I work though, because that's just it. Like with certain things, and again, this goes to lifestyle, but with certain things, if you're not ahead of the game, you already lost. It's just that simple. I say this a lot when it comes to like prepping, whatever you want to call it. I call it common sense. It all depends on lifestyle, but you need to be able to do what you got to do. You can't make shit easy if somebody else makes a choice for you. So I don't want to get too deep into stuff, because people are going to assume all types of shit. But cash has other benefits as well. To me, it's security, it's liberty. It's freedom. maybe I want to tip somebody something right out of the blue. What if it's this kid that doesn't even have a phone? Cash works. You know what I mean? If I want to, I don't know, bless somebody somewhere or something. Not that I'm rich, but cash works. 2 a.m, you beat on my door talking about flat tire. Can I give you a ride? If you got a fistful of cash, maybe I'll give you a ride. But if you're holding up a damn card, oh hell no, I ain't putting my shoes on. Dude, like you go turn that into cash, come back. I'll drink some coffee and wait for you if you actually make it back. Give you a ride. Well, you know what I mean? I'm not getting hustled because your card don't work, blah, 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 all this bullshit. That's another thing. It's supposed to be quicker, right? You go to the store, how many times you see people, they don't know. They're like, oh, you got to flip it. It's a chip. It's it, do I got enough on this card, this and that? I need this other card. If you don't know what you got, you shouldn't be at the damn register. Like with cash, you know what you got. You know what I mean? I don't know. So yeah, I'm old school, anti-card. I like freedom. I like mobility.
Robbie, you're not old school. You're a troglodyte. For crying out loud, Jesus Christ! Like you're a mountain man.
If I need to disappear tomorrow, I can without there being any trace or trail or going to get permission. If the government decides I'm a terrorist because of this video, I still have options. Y'all are screwed. That's all I'm saying.
Not really. I mean, what options you got?
If you don't have it in your possession, you don't have it, bro.
Well, just because I'm not using cash all the time, it doesn't mean you don't have stuff saved up, stashed up. You got different means, not just cash. I mean, if shit comes to shove,
everywhere. So if you're going to some security deposit box or any of this type of shit, and you really got problems, don't think you're gonna make it.
Yeah, well then maybe you shouldn't be making videos like this.
Hey, I say prepare for anything. I've publicly stated there's certain things I will die for.
Problem with this kind of lifestyle is like okay, now your daughter wants to go to college. Now it's a problem to get loans and this and that because you got no credit, you got no this, you don't
if she's going to college, she's paying for her shit. I'm not paying for her shit. Nobody paid for my shit.
You're just a mean father.
Dude, no, I'm about make your way. If you give people everything, they have no incentive, no reason to push themselves. Same thing with cell phones. When my kids were young, wanted cell phones, I gave them the opportunity to work for a cell phone. If they wanted to pay their bill, they could have it. After about a month and bills came due, they'd just rather use my phone. All right. So, you know what I mean? It's not a free ride. Life ain't a free ride. Basically, I don't know. I like we got on this last night. I'm a hard ass, but the idea is you're going to make it because I could be dead tomorrow. I could be in prison tomorrow. You can't count on me when you're 25 to pay your rent. Like you need to handle this shit yourself.
I agree. I agree with that. But at the same time,
you get that ethic in you, the better off you are. You don't want to come out of the world at 25 and then not understand this shit.
I agree with that. But at the same token, I want to give my kids as much a head start as I can. Not like that. So if I can take the burden off their shoulders with giving them certain free shit, if they're gonna reward me with doing good at school and getting education, so instead of me paying X amount of dollars for my son's school, he gets the scholarship because he was on Dean's List or shit like that. So that's like him paying some of the money back. That's the way I'm looking at it. Plus the shit I came from, I don't want my kids. I just want better for my kids. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're right. I mean, there's probably somewhere in between. It also depends where you live. Depends on your environment, on your neighborhood, on your state, on how much family you got here and whatnot. I mean, somebody who grew up as an orphan is going to have a different outlook on life. Somebody that grew up with a freaking 5 kids in a rich liberal neighborhood, So you're always gonna try and do better for your kids than you had it. I mean, living completely off grid and all that these days is a pretty much utopia, unless you literally gonna move into hollers in West Virginia and live with the rednecks over there. There's no such thing as disappearing.
Well, yeah. That's a different story.
And my son's got a master's degree, and you know what? And he's working. He's closing up the freaking grocery store tonight. He's working. I mean, he's just a step above minimum wage. He's a manager at the store. Not exactly the kind of job he was looking for, but you know what? Right now, the actors are on strike, the writers are on strike. His industry is all fucked up, so he took whatever the job came his way to pay the bills. You know.
Yeah.
So at least not at the point where like this job is beneath me because I have a master's degree. I mean, that's not the way I taught him.
Yeah. Well, no, I think that's good personally because a lot of people would just sit around waiting for that perfect job. It is beneath me, so that's good. You know, anything is better than nothing. You know what I mean? Obviously, you hope for better, but until that opportunity comes, you still got to do something besides sit on your ass and beg your parents for money. So. Yeah, the way I see it, like when you decide to move out, when that day comes, you could be legally at 16. I wouldn't advise it, but you can legally. So, in my state, so the day you decide to move out and you're an adult, you're an adult.
Well, yeah, but legally,
you volunteer shit, but don't expect any goddamn thing. So,
but legally. That's legally responsible for the kids till they're 21 in this
state. That's how it's worked, man. I'm telling you. So, yeah. And when it comes down to whatever, you know, they need help with rent, they don't even call me. You go to jail, you know not to call me. I'm just gonna laugh at your ass. Like, unless you got set up or something crazy. But if you get drunk and stupid, don't call me. I don't even get collect calls. Don't even bother, yo. Like, so.
Man, you're a heartless son of a bitch.
But this is how you make people be hard, not fuck up, not come up with a bunch of excuses. Your boss don't give a shit. The judge don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You do what you're supposed to do.
Damn. No wonder your kids don't show up at their doorstep until they're like 12.
I'm a hard ass. I don't know what to tell you. But,
that's why.
Maybe the difference is I grew up with a single dad instead of a single mom. So I got no problem with tough love. Like, I can see the value of it. I was fat until I was picked on. Okay. Like, I see the value. So.
So that's why you only Man, you're a hard ass.
I am, man. Like, you know, something happens and you're in a jam, but it's not to your doing, just, you know, bad luck, bad karma, you know, shit, whatever. I don't mind helping you out. Like, your car is messed up or some shit, you're doing the right thing. I don't mind helping you out. But it's when people expect it. You know what I mean? That's when I got a problem with stuff. Like,
that's,
you know,
I mean, I see a point. I'm at the same I'm at the same point. Yeah, don't just expect shit, and that's the problem with a lot of people being born in this country. The latest generation, they expect shit just because they're born, because they're here, because they just expect shit instead of working for it and you know deserving it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, and that's just it. Life ain't fair. Maybe you do deserve it. Sometimes shit just don't work out. You know, that's life. You know, I've known people in positions because of their looks to get higher than they were going to be on TV a lot, and they'd never get promoted because of their looks, just because they're overweight. They can do the job of everybody at the place better than everybody else, but they're never going to get sent to that last class for certification because they ain't trying to put them in front of a camera. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shit like that. There's a lot of screwed up shit out there. You know, life ain't fair. But she can leave that position, go somewhere else, or she can settle with it. That's her choice. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. I don't know, but
unfortunately, that's one of the downfalls of society, and that's one of the reasons why my son's trying to lose weight as well, and because he looks like a big ass Sasquatch right now.
Yeah, you know, it's I don't know. I mean, you're going through it yourself. You feel better. It's worth it. You just got to get past that hurt and start get to some of the you know payoff of it.
Well, I'm going through a lot of shit, so this is
Yeah.
this is just a byproduct.
All right. All right. So is Biden a robot?
Uh,
I mean,
he's
seriously,
not a robot,
he's
but
not cyborg. They ain't got no chips in there. He's not one of these experimental people because, I'm starting to wonder some of the talking and shit. If they claim he's perfect health,
well, he's definitely not in perfect
he
health.
looks like a robot to me, man. That's all I'm saying.
He's not in perfect health. He's definitely not all there. I don't think he's a robot, but I wouldn't necessarily say that there's only one Biden. They might have they might have 2 or 3 of them, and he's definitely not all there. There's no doubt in my mind. And every single person that voted for Biden just because they hated Trump, is a goddamn idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you voted for Biden because you believed in the Democratic Party and you believe in what he was saying, although he was campaigning out of his basement and we only saw him twice, then more power to you. But if you voted for Biden purely because you hated Trump, you're a complete moron.
It's a crazy deal. Personally, I think something's up with the dude, man. I've been wondering this for a while. Like people say, like the Matrix, the glitch, like the guy gets stuck sometimes. Like I don't. I feel like you almost feel bad. Like leave the guy alone. Let him go play bingo or something. Like what is he doing as the president? I just don't understand this. I don't get it. Something's weird, man. Like I don't know. I don't really have much for this. I just think the guy's a robot or half alien. There's one.
Just like that senator from Pennsylvania, Uncle Foster. What's his name?
I can't think of what you're talking. You're talking about the guy that had the stroke or something like
that.
Yeah.
The guy that looks like freaking from Addams Family.
Okay, I thought he was the guy from like Sling Blade that looked like that. But I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name now.
Fetterman. Yeah. Fetterman.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I got nothing. Shit happens to everybody. You know what I mean? But
come on, he comes.
You're supposed to be removed to remove yourself from certain things.
Yeah, he comes to Congress in a shorts and a hoodie. Like, what the hell? Come on.
I don't know, man. G23 out there. Sent him a link, but he just quits doing shit nowadays. Guns and Water, what's up? Yeah, I think they got something going on with Biden. I don't know. But even on the clone aspect, they're doing a shitty job. Sorry, that was one of mine on the list. There was the whole Hollow Earth deal. Think there's something inside? Yeah, Hollow Earth. You think, I guess the theory is there's portions of Alaska we're not allowed access to, blah, 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 which is true. Or the Antarctic, but basically, supposedly there's some, I can't remember what the hell it was called now. Operation Paperclip, I think might have been one of them. There's been a few expeditions, all types of shit out here. Supposedly it's all top secret. They found something, don't want to say nothing. Supposedly the Nazis were working with God knows who. You think there's anything to this Hollow Earth, a community underground somewhere? Maybe it's not actually completely hollow, but do you think there's something hidden beneath the ice in Antarctica, or they don't want us to know about?
I think that goes right there with the flat Earth theory.
Okay.
That I never even heard
of there. I'm just not gonna say it's like a hollow Earth or something. But I think
never heard about that, and quite honestly, yes, we never never really seen, what's inside. I mean, we're taking the scientist's word for it. And I was watching Joe Rogan's show the other day where he had that the black scientist, and he explained that if you take the Earth with all the valleys, all the high mountains, and all the deep crevices in the bottom of the ocean, and you take all that, and if you take the Earth and shrink it down to a golf ball, it will be a perfect round golf ball. You follow? Because the distance between the highest point and lowest point on Earth compared to the actual size of the Earth is like negligible. So it would be like a perfect round golf ball.
I don't think we're perfectly round now because of the pressure. We're kind of oblong. So from my understanding, like the images we see of the Earth are cleaned up, what we'd like it to be, blah, 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 blah. But the actual image isn't a perfect sphere. From my understanding, I haven't been to space. Space Force wants to hit me up, and they got a good deal, and you actually get paid. Let me know. Maybe check it out. But that's so I don't know if that's 100%. And Joe Rogan smokes a lot of dope, man. He drinks and shit. He's got that good shit too.
They don't gotta hit you up. They already own your ass. They still own your ass.
Technically, but not Space Force. But I transferred some.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still government owned.
Hey, like, come on. You don't think that's right there? Space Force. It's a thing, right? Is it just in name? Or do we really have ships and shit up there?
Well, considering Elon Musk
can launch shit all the time. Sorry, go ahead.
Considering Elon Musk can send people up to space, and there's companies that you can go to buy the trip to outer space for a couple of hours nowadays. Then maybe they do have some people training to go out there or whatever. God knows.
Well, you think we're out there looking for resources, maybe mining asteroids, maybe trade with other?
Yeah, I don't think we're that far.
Anything like that?
I don't think we're there yet.
What about you?
Now you're pushing. Now we went from a hollow Earth to aliens.
Well, I'm just trying to run through conspiracy. We got off topic the other day. We were doing the same, so I'm trying to kick us back and jump to my list here.
Now, aliens are real. Nobody's gonna convince me otherwise. I believe that. Area 54 or whatever it's called. I guarantee they got some shit stored up over there, and they got some aliens. I'm a firm believer.
There's nothing left at Area 51. Everyone's found out about that. It's no longer. There's another secret base.
Then whatever the hell they have them. I mean, with all these crazy flying shit around here and all that, and not only that, but if you think about the human evolution in over the last 200 years, how much we progressed, and then take just the last 50 years, how much we progressed in technology over the last 50 years compared to the last 200-300 years. What a big leap we did. Where the fuck did all this shit come from? That's definitely all like a backwards engineering shit.
Maybe, but technically they say technology or the progression of it doubles every whatever segment or whatever. So, if it's 1 today, it's 2 tomorrow, 4 the next day, 8 the next day. So kind of like compounding interest from the IRS.
Come on.
Anyway, so if that's the case, then maybe we could be there with the tech. I'm just saying, because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, that goes into what the military could be hiding right now. What technology, we're always like 30 to 50 years behind the public in most cases. So, I mean, what was it, like 50 something? The CIA had a heart attack gun showing it to Congress. Most people today probably think it's crazy.
Yeah. Listen, 250 years ago, we were chasing Native Americans in this country, okay, and a freaking Colt revolver was the biggest freaking invention ever. Nowadays, you're walking around with a freaking pocket computer AI in your pocket, and we're sending people to the space. So no, this is not double. This is like quadruple every freaking 2 days.
Well, it adds up quick. That's like that whole, if you want to double this penny thing, it adds up quick. But what's your take, G23? You're quiet.
That's because you were talking so much shit. I was like, fine, I'll join. I'm sick of the fucking dog. Just got off work not too long ago.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard, man. Is there any conspiracies you can think of, G23? I mean, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be something you picked up patterns on.
There's a lot of conspiracies out there. I mean, it's like people thinking that the government doesn't pay attention by listening to your phone calls. I mean, we all know that's true.
Patriot Act. Yeah, I don't think there's a dude listening to everybody's calls, but I think you do get flagged under keywords and categorized, and then may get reviewed by an individual depending on the situation. I mean, shit, I know things as simple as somebody losing their camera outside of some public places, and they get visits from the FBI asking questions. So stuff does happen, but I don't think it's conspiracy, but I see what you're going with. Bald, what do you think?
Well, it's not really conspiracy; it's a public knowledge.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think people just are naive. Sorry.
Ever since you picked up one of these, you have to know, and it's simple because we're gonna start talking about grilled chicken, and we'll talk. I mentioned grilled chicken about 6 more times, and I guarantee I go open the Facebook, and the first thing that will pop up is the recipe for the grilled chicken or some freaking ninja oven or some shit like that. So it's just, you think this doesn't listen to you? Yeah, you're dreaming.
Yeah. So I don't think that's conspiracy anymore. I think there's people that, I don't know what they think. I guess they just assume that it's there, but it's not used or whatever. But yeah,
we just kind of learned to live with it.
All scanned, personally. So everything's getting logged. So, and that's one of the big things. Sure, might not matter today, but in 2 years, when I don't know, you don't want to wear pink nail polish because the government orders to you, maybe it will matter. I don't know. It's who the hell knows. That's the whole point of a lot of this stuff. So I don't like it. I personally, I would like to see the Patriot Act gone. I'm not even a huge fan of TSA, and I know that's debatable. Blah blah blah. There's a lot of shit. Da, 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 da. We haven't had this or that. There's chances in life, like there really is. So there's chances on the road. Are we patting everybody down before they hop in their car? I don't know. I just don't get it. Have air marshals. Do what you gotta do, but I don't understand all the problems personally. So I'd like to see it gone, but that's just me. So let's see. All right.
I don't see my signature. I don't see my signature on that wall behind you.
What should be there. Maybe nope, it's not. I don't know. The lady hung that up, so she hung up the wrong one. But it should have been there. The one that says I kicked your ass, blah blah blah.
The one that says M&Ps suck.
Nah. I think you said Glock sucks. You're right, Rob. Glock sucks, and you kicked my ass. Here you go. So something like that. That's how I recall it. But yeah, all right. Walmart's. You guys think there's a second purpose to Walmart? I mean, there's all types of talk about, underground tunnels, weird shit going on at Walmart's, being designated FEMA areas and disasters. What's your take on this?
Never heard about that, to be honest, but it kind of makes sense. considering how big Walmarts are, they're all the freaking same, and there's no goddamn way they are profitable selling shit they are, and there's less and less employees. Hey, who the hell knows?
What about you, G23? I mean, there's people who've gone as far as to say, like, I don't know if you've heard the whole Denver airport conspiracy about how there's tunnels underneath that to link all over the place, but supposedly there's connections to Walmarts. There's supposedly lots of tunnels and crap under connecting Walmarts to other places. You guys think that's a thing? Like, what is being?
I wouldn't doubt that some of them are, because I mean, you think about how many cities have tunnels underneath their cities already. So, how many buildings are sitting over? I mean, your house could have tunnels under it. I mean, think about that.
How you know, man?
I know. You live in New York. There's tunnels everywhere.
Hey, not live. Not live. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't know, man. I mean, I've seen some pictures online where, there was tunnels. It seemed to be heading in directions of what they're used for. I don't know. Were they new, old? Don't know. But just curious, because it seems like there's lots of strange photos of closed down Walmart still being active, but not to the public. So just something I thought I'd throw around. I don't know. What about you, chat? You guys heard anything about this, or is this just baloney? Let's see. There is. You should see Walmart secret bunker in Missouri. Ordered by me. Okay. Well, there's something. Maybe there is something to it. I don't know. Hey, Kevin from New York. Long time no see, man. Glad you're still out there. Wow. Okay. No way. The skinny Somali stowed away, ejected the U.S. pilot. I don't know, man. You'd have to be real skinny. Maybe. I've seen some of these pictures. Maybe, but I don't know, man. You screwing with us, or is that what's really out there, Kevin? That'd be something. Let's see. Guns and Barbecue. He's heard about it. So, that's something. Another something. So, doesn't look like we're hearing anything else, but we got two out of the chat that seem to have heard something about it. So, again, don't know if it's really something or not. But, yeah, being such a big location, it would make sense that the government might, I don't know if they subsidize them as well for anything or, anything like that, but might see that as an area and a disaster to secure. I don't know. Use as a fob or not necessarily a fob, but hopefully not. But some kind of FEMA disaster type thing. All right, so there's Walmart. We got the Hollow Earth. What about lizard people? I think lizard people's crazy, but people talk about it. So I don't know. I even found a thumbnail for the screenshot, just like that too. So apparently lizard people are a thing. Is this an Alex Jones thing, or is it a real thing?
Well, I mean, you've got the Rougarou, you've got Bigfoot. Why couldn't you have lizard people?
I don't know where they've been hanging out, man. I mean, are they politicians?
You never know where, I mean, it's not like everyone sees Bigfoot, How many people see Rougarou?
True, but a lot of people have claim to see Bigfoot, so you can state I may be one of them. I don't know if it was technically Bigfoot, but it was something that didn't fit in my mind. That's all I can say. And it actually threw shit at me. So that excludes a bear usually. So I don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
That was one of your baby mamas.
That's funny. No.
Or his next baby mama.
Nah, I'm telling you, man. I seen something in the woods. Yeah, we were out on the 4-wheeler coming up the trail. Something didn't look right. Sure as shit, something popped up. Next thing you know, stuff's getting tossed at me. Like, it just doesn't fit. Like how you remember stuff. It's almost like a dream. I remember it, but it
That was just bald.
fit.
That was just bald throwing shit at you because you're getting too close to his property.
Hey, Rob, yo, black guy on the 4-wheeler in the woods. Of course, somebody's throwing shit at you.
I've dealt with all that, like the normal shit, or a hunter in a tree stand. Shit, I've come across the hell was it? Like, somebody took basically a pig's head, removed the skull, just took the skin and everything off the pig's head, and stuck it on a stump as you're coming on the path. I've seen all types of weird shit in the woods. So, but this, just like I said, just didn't fit, man. Something just didn't click right in the head.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop hiking in those freaking West Virginia woods.
That's New York woods, man. I'm telling you.
Okay, the mushrooms that grow under the cow shit, don't eat them.
I wasn't drunk, wasn't high, wasn't no mushrooms, no magical doctor pills, nothing like that. So just saying, weird stuff happens in the woods. So all right. So you're saying there could possibly be lizard people? You would say yes?
Where would they live?
I don't know. I'm saying no, personally. Supposedly they live under the White House.
No lizard people.
See, I know there's probably some jumbo ass rats over there, because I've personally seen one of the biggest rats in my life. And I've seen New York City, or I should say, I've seen Central Park tunnel rats. They look like dogs. And one in DC was bigger than that. Like, I don't know how it's not setting security off and shit like that. It's amazing. Huge ass rats. But
Secret Service is probably using those rats for target practice.
Maybe they're smuggling drugs for Biden.
I'll say that's where the coke came from in the White House, was the rats.
So, I don't know, man. Oh man, Biden Jr.
Well, there's a conspiracy for you. How is it the White House has so many damn cameras and they have so much security, but yet they can't find a single person who dropped coke in the White House?
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably the same way, like so many cameras and security in a Capitol building, yet took forever just to let the medicine man get out of prison because somehow all the footage was lost.
Well, you see that old lady there was being escorted around by an officer, and they put her ass in jail for like 6 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, the officer was helping her along the way. Like, did they put his ass in jail too?
They probably couldn't find him.
That's crazy shit right there. But yeah.
Guns and barbecue. Lizard people can live on the ice in Antarctica. It's too cold for them. Don't you know the lizards need sun because they can regulate their body temperature?
So that's what I would think. Because lizards' body temperature is an important thing. Now, if it was really hot under the ice because of some nuclear reactor or God knows what or whatever, maybe they're stuck there and that's why we never heard of them. I don't know, but I'm going to say no on the lizard people personally. I think that's just one of them you smoke too much something things. I don't know. I guess it's possible, but I just I don't know.
Let's move on.
All right. So what else we got? You guys got anything? Anything come up?
Who, me?
Yeah, you, man.
Well, like a conspiracy theories?
Yeah. Yeah. Like G23 is really, I don't know.
Well, I think the latest conspiracy theories is that the New York governor is trying to disarm the entire New York population, but it turns out it's not a conspiracy theory; it's actually truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say it's true.
Well, especially with the new background check. Did you hear that? That the new background check is a real shit show.
Yeah. Well, I've heard some stuff about it. Yeah. I know they had a registration just not long ago too with the New York State Troopers. So that you can do online. They didn't notify anybody about it. I won't ask you questions about it because there's certain things you probably shouldn't say depending on the situation. So, but it was a thing. There wasn't any information. I just caught it because a lady caught it in an article. So, the night it was due, and you can do it online. So, not saying one thing or another. I'm just stating like they didn't put things up there. So,
well, I'm not buying any guns or ammo in this state in the near future anyway.
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen?
I figured. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
This bullshit is gonna hurt all the small mom and pops gun stores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be going to PA to buy ammo. So I mean, half of my circuits in PA anyway, as far as stores. So
yeah, until the new governor makes that illegal, and you're gonna put a freaking some kind of border patrol on a 84.
They'll do to New York like what California does to the Californians. You know, they have undercover California DOJ people that follow them across state lines, and then arrest them when they come back with ammo.
I won't say what I will or won't do, but I'll continue to buy ammo. So I'll just leave it at that in a sense. I don't know. Thankfully, I'm not like hurting for ammo right now, but I mean, I could always use more. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I'm not in desperate need. So desperate need, but yeah, not a fan of all that stuff going on in the States.
Yeah, so. I'm in the same boat. I'm good with the ammo. I don't plan on buying anything.
So
I'm moving out of New York anyway. So at this point, there's nothing out there, no guns that I really need or want right now. So I'm going to continue stopping by the gun store just to hang out with my boys. And my next purchase is going to be once I'm out of New York.
Yeah, it's just your easiest solution, basically. So, yeah, there's probably a lot of tricks to transportation and doing certain things, but that's not really a good online topic. Barbecue, trying to get people in trouble there.
Should we talk about the moon landing, the original moon landing, and how it never happened?
Sure. I think we've landed on the moon, but I wouldn't say we've done it when they said we did. That's my personal thought. Well, everybody's like, well, they got a reflector, but we could have shot that up there with a freaking rocket or something. You know what I mean? Like,
no. See, what happened was we phonied the video to begin with, so that we could claim we were first. Russia said, "Okay, screw it. We're not gonna go up there to disprove that." So then our second mission to the moon was actually our first mission to the moon, and that's when they put the flag up there.
Maybe. I mean,
why would it be rigged? It's not that hard.
Well, they publicly stated they did at the time they didn't have the technology, this and that, so they were doing all this was going on live and whatnot, supposedly. They ended up doing a, what do you call it, recreation of what happened for state, for certain segments or this or that. So there's video of these people basically faking the whole damn thing. So it doesn't mean the whole thing was fake, but it does leave, that doubt in a sense that what footage is what is really real, what isn't real. So, and granted, I don't know all the details, but I just, for some reason, just don't think we did it when we said we did. I think, we had to claim so to save face, because technically the Russians had already beaten us. So we had to get something, make something happen. So I don't know. So, but granted, I don't have proof, but I don't think it happened when it happened.
I think we both full of crap.
Could be. But my eyes were naturally brown, so that's not really a.
So, were you alive to watch it there, Bald?
What?
Were you alive to be able to watch it?
Hell no.
Well, then you don't know for a fact that it was true.
Were you alive?
No, and that's why I know that it can't. I can't prove that it was or wasn't.
Okay, you know what? There's a comedy. There's this comedy from the old country, whatever. But there's this one. Basically, the whole movie is about this
Sure.
dumbass redneck inheriting millions and millions of dollars from rich uncle from U.S. and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So he's in a big town with a lawyer that brought him the news and they're whining and dining him, and he's talking to lawyer's wife, and they're talking about the God, and he asks him like, "Do you believe in God?" She goes, "No, I don't believe in God because nobody ever saw him." And he goes, "Well, I never saw your pussy, but I'm pretty sure you got one." So, no, I didn't have to be alive in order to believe it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm reading messages here. I don't mean to be ignoring you there, Bald. I figured G23 would have responded to you there.
Yeah, Mr. Darling, I think the sun, it's not like black in the space. It's just the way the sun shines in the space is different because there's no atmosphere and all the other shit. So you actually do see the sun. There's a reason why astronauts have that big ass visor, because the sun is actually so much sharper in the space. So it's not that you don't see it and it's all pitch black.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think when it comes to space, we're being lied about a lot of stuff. Like I said, I would not be shocked if we don't already have some type of stuff going on up there we don't know about.
Well, some things you need to lie. The government needs to lie. Imagine the government knows there's a big ass asteroid hurling towards the freaking Earth, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it, and it's gonna be here in 5 years. What would happen if they go out and say, "Look, you know what? We got this thing coming down. There's not a damn thing we can do about it." What would happen? I mean, there would be complete mayhem in the streets.
Maybe. I mean, I think yes, with a percentage of people, but I think if it's something uncontrollable, then I don't know. I don't think they should hide it personally. Yeah, it might be chaos in some sense, but there's, maybe we could pull together as a race and come up with some options that they haven't considered. I don't know. Maybe you go nuts. Maybe you stop going to work. Maybe you spend your life on the beach in Hawaii for 5 years, but at least you had that option. You know what I mean? I think so. I would rather know personally, but I guess that's like, you go to the doctor. Do you want to know if you're going to die in a week or not? I don't know. Personally, I'd rather know. But that's me. I guess everybody's different. There's probably going to be a lot of people that would be the other way. So, if we're going out with a bang, then, they shouldn't be the only ones that get the party. What the hell? I mean, honestly, what do the numbers matter and government debt and all this shit anyway? If it's 100%, what's it matter?
Yeah, but if it's 5 years, then they still have time. They can come up with something or not. But if they're gonna let it out, what's gonna happen? All the gangbangers that we can barely keep on a leash now would go nuts, and everybody that's got any homicidal tendencies will like fuck this. You know what? Let me go to town. I only got a few more years to live anyway.
That's assumptions. I think there would be some of that, but there would also be individuals like us quick to put your ass down if need be. So, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but the certain shit you're just not going to stand for, so it don't matter. I mean, uh, that's the case. That's the case. I mean, we're all going in 5 years anyway, right? So I don't know. I just don't see. I don't know. I'd rather you were straight with me. I don't like beating around the bush. All the way down to a personal level. You got something to say, just say it. Either I can respect it, adjust to it, or tell you to kiss my ass and you can move on. Either we can work together further or we could just move on. But I don't want to beat around the bush, miscommunication, shit that you think is and it isn't. Screw all that shit. Just tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, but no, me and you would be freaking broke and hungry within a couple of months because ain't nobody gonna be fixing that house. They're gonna die 5 years from now. You know.
Maybe. I mean, bunker sales might go up. Who knows? I mean, people are still going to think they could ride it out. Maybe Musk will start selling jets or something. I don't know, man. It's. I'm sure we'd hear all types of stuff that you normally wouldn't hear would start coming out of the woodwork. So it's who's to say? I don't know, man. Cool. Old school. Keep it real. That's why I'm toxic to some YouTubers. I'm no good for money.
did we run out of conspiracy theories yet?
I mean, there's some of the other typical ones, but
So what about the one where they supposedly they were putting actual coke in a coke?
Oh, I heard that was real. Like from my knowledge, that was real back.
That was truth.
Yeah.
The original Coke had cocaine in it.
Did you two grow up drinking it?
No, this was before us.
Oh, okay.
But that's back when your kids were teething. You'd give them a shot of something strong. You know what I mean? And they use leeches for bloodletting too, and all types of stuff. Unleaded leaded gas for lice treatments. Yeah, we did all types of shit back in the day. Some of it good, some of it not so good.
They used to give
depressed women. You know what they did to them? We can't even talk about that with those shows. The devices and shit that they had set up for women. Crazy. Like, that's.
They used to give heroin as prescriptions.
A lot of this stuff you could buy on the shelf before and all this type of stuff. So
those magic elixirs that were whiskey, heroin, cocaine, all mixed together.
Yeah, so now that's no conspiracy, man. That's used to be the thing. And when you think about it, it's really, obviously on a moral aspect, it's bad. But as a money-making aspect, it's awesome, man. You're getting people literally hooked on your product. It's like a modern-day drug dealer, pharmacist. You know what I mean? So, they're gonna keep coming back. That's what you're doing. Whether you're selling pencils, you want them to keep buying them. You know what I mean? So
we got to be at the end of the show when we're going to talk about climate change.
Climate change? All right. I got a simple thing on that, but doesn't necessarily have to be the end, but sure, I'm going to go through it right now. I think the climate's always changed, man. From way back, BC 80, all back in the day, it's been changing. So I don't think it's anything new. I don't think we're really doing a whole lot to affect it. I don't think these carbon taxes, all this shit make a difference. We can be as clean as we want here if our neighbors are still just tossing shit everywhere and doing all our dirty jobs for us. Still the same damn planet. So really don't make no damn sense. So personally, I think it's just a money scam, control scam, carbon tax scam. Like, I don't know if they're going to put meters on cows for every time they fart to charge a farmer. I mean, I personally think it's crazy. I think it's all crazy. The world's always going to change. It's going to continue to change. It's changing before we got here. It's going to be changing after we're done. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I pretty much agree. I'm not saying necessarily we're not doing anything ourselves to affect it. We're definitely affecting climate and everything to a certain level, but I don't think we're affecting it to extinction levels, And same goes for like polluting the oceans, for example. If you think about, if you ever watched a video of tsunami coming into Indonesia, whatever the hell, and bringing all that shit, all the garbage back into the ocean, that's 100 times more than whenever something they dumped into the ocean. So you got stuff like that nobody talks about. Then again, you're talking like you got people that sail all over the world on these small boats, and they're talking about how dirty ocean is compared to 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago when they used to sail. But I don't think it's just us. I think it's Mother Nature doing some shit as well. But yeah, I mean the climate definitely changes all the time, even without us fucking with it.
Yeah. I mean, there's when they talk about like the global temperature and stuff. I mean, how many volcanoes are under the ocean that we don't even know about? You know what I mean? There's so many factors I don't even think they can even honestly account for. So I think as humans we should be more respectable to the planet. I don't know why people insist on throwing shit on the ground 2 feet from a garbage can. Like, where the hell you raised? But this is like a normal thing now. You just empty your ashtray out on the street or all your McDonald's shit. Like, nobody gives a shit. I don't like that. I don't think it's good as a whole. But at the same time, a lot of this garbage could be incinerated. We could use for power. I mean, there's stuff we could do with it besides throwing it in the neighbor's yard and shit like that, or on the side of the highway. But the way they try to do it with the carbon taxes, all this shit, I don't want them spraying shit to block the sun, which they claim they're doing. Some people say that's another conspiracy, supposedly to help for global warming. Basically trying to make it so it's a little shadier, filters. I don't want you playing God with shit. That's where I think we're ending up with problems, like, on a mass scale. So I would much rather you spent that money and got people out picking the shit up and do something with it, actually recycle it, incinerate it, do something with it. But don't go around, playing mad scientists with our air or water, as far as I'm concerned. And, shit, we will probably be the death of ourselves with some failed chemistry experiment.
Yeah, you pretty much summed it up.
Cool.
Pretty much summed it up. It's a little shit. Recycling, yeah, it probably is a scam to some extent, but you know what? Like me, okay, I'm building a house. I can get a container, throw all the shit in a fucking container, and go through 2 of them while building the house. Or I can have my dump trailer, use all the wood cut-offs from my wood furnace, all the cardboard and everything, bring it to recycling where they take it for free, and literally build a house. Instead of having 2 containers, I would have a half a 14-foot dump trailer as a garbage. So little things.
Yeah, I think we could be more conservative with supplies, resources, if we, if the average person was more thoughtful and nobody was looking, because that's really what it is. It's like they say, what is it? Only 20% of people actually wash their hands after using the bathroom, unless somebody's looking. Then everybody washes your hand, but you should do the right damn thing either way. That's the problem. People are lazy. Same thing with garbage. Like, don't throw it out the damn window. You're gonna go to a gas station, throw in the garbage at the gas station.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand it. Like, people. That's where somebody needs to jump out and just bitch slap somebody. Like, psh, hey, that's just me. I don't know. You can't go around doing that, at least legally. But I feel somebody needs to. Like, there should be a bitch slap police out there for all this type of stuff.
You ever seen the videos from like India where the cops carry like a wood sticks and they beat on freaking like motorcycle drivers and whatnot?
Hey man, I'm down. Like, as long as we get some results, I'm cool with that. You want to park in a handicap spot and you ain't handicapped, you get a bitch slap right there in the parking lot. I'm cool with this. I truly am.
Yeah, well, I pissed off a homeless person yesterday.
Why would you do that?
She asked if I had a cigarette she could bum. I was like, no, go get a fucking job and become a contributing member of society. Oh, that went over like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I'm sure that did. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Homeless people are getting lazy. I see a lot of them here to piss me off. So
I kid you not. I'm freaking out. Let me. Sorry, I have to jump in. So I was at my sister's house a couple of weeks ago. We're pulling out of her house, and basically, road comes in. There's a shop right in the plaza on the left-hand side. There's nothing over here, and you come over the main road. So there's a guy on a corner. I kid you not. He had a sign like this big. Like I don't know what if he took the freaking a cigarette box and just straightened it up and wrote on the back of that or what, and you couldn't see what the fuck he wants. So I didn't even bother. I'm like, and he was like a young guy in his 30s. They didn't look like nothing wrong with him. Like this is like complete laziness. Like, there's a shop right there. Go over there, get at least a decent piece of fucking cardboard that says, you know what, I'm looking for a job, help me, give God bless you, whatever, get something. Instead of a little fucking piece of shit like that. And like you just expect people. I mean, that's like a pinnacle of laziness.
Yeah, I've seen a guy around here dresses better than I do, and he's out there holding a sign talking about he's homeless, needs money, blah blah blah, and yet he's out there like every day. So you're young, you're in decent shape, you're wearing better clothes than I'm. Why aren't you at a job interview? That's what I'm wondering. Why aren't you, going to do something? Why are you standing down here?
You should pull over and open him a job.
It just blows my mind. Like, I don't understand. We got another girl that runs around here that she's always claiming she's pregnant, but she ain't never got a kid. Maybe she does, and the state snatches them up. I don't know. But I mean, she looks like your typical, I don't know what you would call it, meth fiend or something. You got the swords everywhere, all the shit. Yeah. And she's always got a sob story holding a sign. She's been out there for like 5-6 years doing the same shit. Why haven't you got an apartment through social services, DSS, whatever the hell that shit is? What? The only reason, like, with all this shit out there, the free shit that I'm against in most cases, but with all that shit out there, there's no reason you should still be on the corner 6 years later asking for
That's because Americans that are being thrown out so that they can put the illegals in.
Yeah, but some of these people, they don't want it. Like, you can give them a place to stay, but they got to be checked in at 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock. They can't have guests. There's no alcohol or drugs. They rather sleep on the street, bro. Like, they don't want nothing to do with that shit.
Hey, Rob, if you don't have a good clothes, I can hook you up. I mean, I kind of shrank, and I got a lot of clothes that are too big, so I can.
Well, they ain't gonna fit my ass if they're too big for you. Shit. But you got any of that Gucci or anything like that? Maybe I could see if it'll work. I don't know. But
Gucci, come on. I mean, when it comes to clothes, I'm shopping at Kohl's. Okay.
Nah, I don't want your shit, man. Thanks, but I like real clothes. Sorry.
I shop at Kohl's. I'm a cheap bastard.
That's funny.
You know, I'll buy a decent gun, but I'm not spending money on clothes.
Rob says he's a cheap bastard and he's wearing a fucking like $70 shirt right now.
No, I don't know. I got this one as a gift, so it could be. I doubt it though. I don't have $70 shirts like that. The tag might have said that, but that ain't what I paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think I have a single piece of clothing to cost $70.
Shit. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of the homeless just take advantage of people and stuff. I mean, they give the other ones that really do need help a bad name. And as Kevin pointed out, mental disabled people, there is a lot. And in our state, they did actually remove like the mentally disabled people, some of the homes, private homes, state homes, basically kicked everybody out. And they moved in a bunch of people for drug rehab. So now you got the crazy people on the street getting abused by their family. They take their check. They don't check on them. I had a crazy dude in the bushes not long ago. I made a video of it. Like crazy is normal. You know what I mean? You just don't know what you're dealing with. And, you know, you got to be careful because crazy is unpredictable too. They'll stab you quick. Like it don't have to make sense. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with crazy. So there's different levels, but there's a lot of crazy people just run around kicking cars in the middle of the street, like freaking out, start taking their clothes off, throwing their shit at your car. All you're trying to do is get to work. You know, what are you gonna do? The cops don't do shit. You know, there's crazy everywhere, so it's a major freaking problem.
You need to move, dude.
But I'm telling you, man, it's nuts. But
you need to move. There's none of that shit where I live,
dude. Yeah, but we live in different zones, man.
Rob's never gonna move.
Worth more than 3 houses on my street, probably. So
listen, you gotta embrace your white side.
Shit,
Rob claims, "Oh, I'm gonna move out of New York. I'm gonna move out of New York."
Hey,
that
man.
motherfucker ain't never gonna move out of New York.
Hey,
You're gonna
Rob,
be there after he dies.
Robbie, you can't just go by once you go black, you never go back. You gotta go other way around. Once you go white, your credit's tight.
Funny. Oh no. All right, let's see. I've ran through my list of conspiracies. Obviously, there's more. You know, I don't know.
What was there? Was there 2 shooters in the JFK, or was it just solely Lee Harvey Oswald?
Oh, that was definitely not Lee Oswald. 100% it wasn't him.
I don't know, man. From what I hear, that shot's pretty easy to make. So the whole magic bullet deal is another story. But I do find it ironic that it's supposed to be released, but what is 85% of it's all redacted? What's up with that? Like,
well, I guess one of the secret.
like, you know, like what the hell? So I'd like to know, but
I guess one of the Secret Service guys that was in the car behind it is starting to change his story, saying that there was probably a second shooter.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I haven't dug into that. I do know. Yeah, I don't know. I do know. I believe what we were told initially is all bullshit. I think for many reasons or whatever, you know, different groups got together and all came to a head, and you know, he had to go. So I think that's how it kind of went down. So do I think that was like a government thing? I don't know. Or is it the people that control things behind the curtains?
It was definitely government, because he wanted to do away with the IRS. That was his thing. I'm going to do away with the IRS.
I'm fine with that too. And I know people say, "Well, that's crazy. You're not a patriot." Bullshit, man. That shit came out initially to help support the war, like the old war back in the day, before you were alive, type shit. But yet we still got it. Like, I'm fine with shit being taxed if we actually have representation. But I can tell you right now, the last person that patched a pothole on my street was me. Like, my shit's jacked up. Roads around here are jacked up. Bridges falling apart. Public school, great place for your kid to be a drug dealer or prostitute. What the hell's going on? You know what I mean? I don't want to pay for Narcan for junkies. I'm sorry. Sorry, folks. Your kid's a junkie. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, take it upon yourself to pay for Narcan if you want. I don't want that shit coming out of my pocket because these are the same assholes busting into my car, gonna rob an old lady, push her over, and freaking bust her hip. She'll end up dead in 3 weeks. All these are the same assholes. You gotta draw a line somewhere. I'm tired of that shit. I don't want none of that shit. I don't want to pay more at the store because you're just gonna let people steal shit. I still got to make money and work. My shit shouldn't cost more. I'm not stealing shit. You know, personally, there's a lot of shit. If you don't have kids, why the hell you got to pay school taxes? You don't even have kids. If you live in a trailer out in the middle of the township somewhere where it's going to take 25 minutes for the fire department to come get you, why the hell are you paying fire tax? You know how quick a trailer goes up? It's gone in 25 minutes. I can tell you that. There's shit. Bring the marshmallows, bro. Like, it's gone. So what the hell are you paying for? Where's your representation?
Sounds like Rob's got experience with.
I'm just saying, man. Like, I think we're getting jacked, dude. Like, it's
I'm
fine.
paying for
get something for
schools,
but when you don't get
I'm paying for the school that Rob's kids went to. You know, I didn't have kids, but I still have to pay school tax and all that bullshit. Well, you know, some people are still getting knocks on the door. Hey, Daddy.
That was just for him. My bad.
Yeah, you should definitely be paying extra school tax because God knows how many fucking kids are out there. Okay, so you're not the one in position to bitch about the school tax. Anyway,
I'm just stating. I think there's a lot of jacked up shit with the IRS, so I'm with that personally. I think they're still sticking us. It's supposed to be a temporary thing, and here it is now. I mean, who audits them? Who regulates them? You know what I mean? They've been used as a weapon for political, people lately. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've been audited. I don't know if you've ever been audited. That shit sucks, man. Like, that shit really sucks. Like, it took almost a year for shit to get figured out. And this is back in the day. Like, I had to get statements from my neighbors, how many people lived in my household, shit like that. Like, you think the old lady next door wants to talk to my black ass? No, she ain't going to the bank to me to get shit notarized. Thank God her grandson was decent and talked her into it, but it's a bitch. Like, y'all don't know if you don't know. And for what? Because I made more money. I had a rise in income over a year. It was pretty good, but it was justified. So,
did you do your own taxes or you had a contract?
Oh man, I got the gold package through so and so or whatever the hell it was. They were supposed to cover me and all this type of shit.
He went through H&R Block.
I still had to do this shit myself. So,
well, that's the problem. You need a fucking. You're running business. You need the accountant. You need somebody that signs off on your fucking tax return. This way, if the shit goes down, he goes down with it.
Yeah, so I agree, but it still didn't work out the way they supposedly sent a representative if you end up in court. I didn't end up in court, so the audit was all me. You know what I mean? So
what happened with you disappearing? When IRS sent a letter, you should just disappear.
That's not, wasn't too worried about that. They were holding my money hostage. In the end, they ended up giving me what I was supposed to get and some. So,
there you go.
But it was a year ordeal before it actually came
but they sure the hell didn't pay you enough interest. Like, they would have been charging your ass. It would have been the other way around.
Yeah, or the inconvenience, all the back and forth, the faxing shit in to try to make it quicker. Yeah, this, like I said, it was a while ago. So, nah, man, they didn't pay for none of that shit. But yeah, I'm not a fan, man. I think they got way too much power and love to abuse it.
Yeah, well, you know what? The government in general and all the government agencies have way too much power. The state police, the sheriff's department, all of them, they have way too much power. The cops can pretty much charge you with whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't matter if they get any proof or not. They can charge you and throw you to fucking DA and let him deal with that. They don't even have to have a fucking proof that you did anything. They can still fucking charge you.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I was arrested for robbing my own house, supposedly. I broke in and robbed my own house. I don't know how the hell that works, but I sat in jail until I got to court, and then they realized this couldn't be possible, and sorry, and let me go. But I still went to jail. They still came and arrested my ass at work like a goddamn criminal.
I didn't go to jail, but I got arrested too, and fucking went in front of the judge. I got dismissed with a fucking ticket. Meantime, I was locked up like I'm a triple fucking murder with the bracelets on my hands and wrapped around my fucking waist.
So, that's crazy shit, man. Like, yeah, it's amazing. I don't get it. You know, like 2 minutes of investigation. Read the mailbox. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like something. I don't know what to say, but that's not how they work sometimes. So.
I think we should call it a night.
Yeah, we're running pretty late. They're pretty slim and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll send it while it's still up there. So, anyway, you guys got anything you want to throw out there? Any last minute deals? Or
yeah. All you cheap motherfuckers, go donate to my freaking giveaway for the chance to win beautiful 10mm 1911. I know Rob's not gonna, because $50 for him, that's his weekly allowance. So I know he's not gonna freaking do that. No, it doesn't matter if the Kimber would be worth $5,000, he still wouldn't spend $50. Cheap ass fucker.
You got me in a nutshell. All right. So yeah, go check his stuff out there. You know, a lot of cheap people out there don't mind throwing around money. So maybe throw some into that. G23, you got anything?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Oh, man. Like no block club meeting, nothing?
No. Working a new job, you know. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming on with us. So, appreciate you stopping in, both you guys. Again, with Ball agreeing to do this and whatnot. Figured the topic was a good one. So, you know, maybe we didn't do the best job covering it or whatnot, but we covered a little bit more of the conspiracy stuff. So, have a great night there, Chief Fires, everybody else. So, hopefully, we got a little bit more rounded on it this time. And that's about it. You know, it was just not really supposed to be anything special. Hopefully it was entertaining. Please hit the thumbs up. Obviously, YouTube studio alphabet people, we're not making any plans, threats, or we're not doctors. So, yeah, if you got to ban this, I guess, you know, do what you got to do, but that's not where we're going with it. Other than that, eat a salad, stay healthy. You got something, G23?
I didn't say at Motel 6 last night, so I definitely not a doctor.
All right. So yeah, other than that, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, keep an eye out. You never know when a show pops up. So have a great evening.